Good morning, good morning. I think it's starting. It says it's starting. Got the bar happening. I would like to pay my respects to the spirits of the land here where it is an amazing day. No wind, blue skies, absolutely gorgeous. Already been for a run, guys. I went for a run. Okay, so I'm going to pick Lindy because I just watched Lindy keep paddling out of this river full of turds. Okay, I'll leave that one side up to the side. Um, and um, and then I'm going to pull another one. Hi, Kathy, how are you? And I'm pulling these cards because I did just watch Lindy Jules live, and that was about movement, and I love it. I'm seeing, good morning, Karen. I'm seeing so many of my peers start to talk about spirituality. Good morning, Cara. Spirituality and health and exercise, and I freaking love it. So, um, so I'm, good morning, Amanda. I'm also going to pull Susan. All right, so Susan is energy exchange. There's Susan. There we go. Energy exchange. Here she is. All right, so the female seahorse entrusts her precious eggs to the male to carry and give birth, support family values. All right, so I love this. So, like I said, I have been seeing so many of my peers talk about spirituality and exercise and health, and I freaking love it because that's my jam. And I just think that, getting healthy, it works whichever way. We are holistic creatures. Whether you need to do the psychic mental work first or whether you need to do the physical effort work first, whatever, they hold hands. They're all in the same mixing bowl, the human meat sack that we are. All right, so it's definitely about an energy exchange. And I also wanted to talk about leveling up. All right, so in a couple of days, and this is lifetime to level up, in a couple of days, we've got that Sun Uranus conjunction, like 3 days. And then in the new moon yesterday, that was also conjunct Uterus, not uterus, Uranus. And also in 6 months, which is the opposition to the Taurus new moon, on the 16th of November, we have the Taurus full moon. That is also conjunct Uranus. All right. So the energy that we're using right now, I'm just looking at it, and Uranus is all over the shop. All right. So we're talking about change. 20, 21 years ago, let's say, so a Saturn square, Saturn opposition, Saturn square, I made this tarot bag. All right, this is the one that I keep my Lindy Jewel cards in. And the poor thing is, it's a bit broken. I have to either fix it or retire it. And I never thought that I would. I had a sewing spell and I made these, and I was like, that's it. 20 years later or 18 years later, I leveled up and started creating my velvet and satin ones. Same thing, completely, leveled up on the thing. And that's it. Like, this is the time we are in right now is all about change and moving on. I always say that we have a toolbox that we carry with us through our lives, and we learn things and we put those skills in a toolbox. And at any time we can revisit those skills because there's something that we've worked on. All right. So that was my little thing. Okay, so and Lindy said keep paddling out of this river full of turds. So if you're in a little bit of a blah, good morning, Alicia. If you're in a little bit of a situation and you need to be reminded that you can get out of it with effort, then there you go. All right, so I'll move those to the side. That was just my little thing. All right, so at 9:21 today, we have the moon moving into Gemini. All right, so it's moving out of Taurus where it's been and it's had its new moon experience, and it's going into Gemini, being ruled by Mercury, which is in Aries. All right, so we've come from this calm, lovely, let's just chill out moon, which is just starting to wake up it goes into Gemini and it's like off its head straight away because Mercury is now off Chiron. All right, it's at 22 degrees. It was hanging out with Chiron there for 2 or 3 days. The last 2 or 3 days, they were hanging out in the same space. Now they have moved. Good morning, Ange. How are you? All right, so communication today. All right, so we've got the moon conjuncting Jupiter and Uranus, but it's also trine to Pluto. Now, this is an important one because, all right, with all the Uranus activity, everything's a bit sparkly and maybe prickly. All right, maybe it's a little bit porcupiney, because we're getting pushed to change. But with the trine to Pluto, we've got to be careful that we don't stir the pot because we want some clarity around a situation. Stuff is coming up and it's a trine, so that's harmonious, that's helpful. But if you're not getting the answers that you need, Gemini, Moon, Mercury, Aries, fast, let's fucking do it now, Uranus, let's change. So if you're not getting the answers and clarity that you want, you could be the one instigating shit. All right, so just heads up on that one. So if you can see stuff going south, just be like, okay, so the person that's causing the trouble might need further information, they might need deeper answers, stuff like that. So just stop. You can very easily diffuse a situation by adding more information. Just whoever's causing the trouble, ask them what they're really after, ask them what they're trying to say, or the whole so are you saying this, like try to get more out of the communication. All right, so in the words I wrote, what avenues of communication can you try today? We have been allowing new experiences to come into our lives. How are they changing your outlook and experiences? There's nothing holding you back right now except for your own reluctance to try. All right, so um, now that's pretty much it. Like the communication's going to start, everything's going to ramp up heaps from the last couple of days, like I said, with the moon in Taurus chilling out. So we're going to have this Gemini moon from 9:21 today through to 1:13 p.m. on Saturday. Okay, so all of Thursday, all of Friday, half of Saturday. So if you need to get some communication happening, or whether if you want to communicate with someone and be very assertive, then that's also sort of a possibility. Like, oh my God, so Mick and I have been waiting for Mick's bank card to turn up for ages, right? We rang up a couple of weeks ago and realised that he had the wrong address. All good, ring my bank. Mick spoke to them, updated the address, and it's been weeks. So I rang them yesterday and I'm like, I don't want any of my husband's information, even though I'm connected to his card. We just haven't got this card yet, right? So the girl must have been new. She thought she'd put me on hold and I could hear everything she was saying to her supervisor. And she was like, she's saying that she's done this. And so basically, she's waiting for a card that's not going to turn up because she didn't do what she thinks she did. And I was like, fuck you. So when she came back and she was like, it looks like that you haven't, or your husband hasn't done that. And I was like, I heard everything that you said just then, and you can go back through your recordings and your records, and you can actually have a look at the notes and find out that my husband did update his address, and he did do the things that you just said that we didn't do. And so I feel like that is part of this as well. I mean, yesterday it was about finances, but even just that trine to Pluto, more information's needed. And you know what? You're in the wrong here because I have proof. Because we've used their recordings before to clarify situations of miscommunication. All right. So even that, Mercury is still in shadow. All right. It doesn't go out of shadow until maybe the 16th, 14th, or 16th. So we're still revisiting things. Oh my God, ding, 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 there we go. It was a couple of weeks ago that we rang up. There we go. And so here we go. Look at that. There we go. It just made sense. This is the shadow, the final shadow of the experiences of a couple of weeks ago. So you could have situations like that, or, like I said, ring up. And if you want to be assertive, then go do that. If you want to, you know, diffuse a situation, good morning, Kathy, how are you? Then more information, more clarity, ask questions, stuff like that. I spoke about it in general yesterday. So the sun coming up to conjunct Uranus, that's 3 degrees. So basically 3 days away. You're going to be pushed more to your expand your circle of understanding, all right? Because Jupiter is also involved. And then, like I said, I've already done my workout. I actually went for a run. I thought it was more, I thought my field was bigger than 200 meters, but I did 3 laps. So that was pretty good for my first go back. Um, and of course, Mars in Aries is chugging along. Hey, Patricia. I'm sorry, Auntie Pat, sorry. Um, Mars is chugging along towards the North Node and Hygeia. Okay, so just in general, our view on our life and our exercise and our movement is all increasing. And like I was saying in the beginning, I love it because I'm seeing all of these really spiritual people that I follow talk about health and exercise and well-being and your physical presence. So it's in the air, guys. Everybody's doing it. So, and it doesn't have to be much. It just has to be you in your body doing the most that you can at your time right now. All right. Just that little bit of effort, whether it's wall Pilates, going for a walk, choosing a different food. Like, there's so many things that you can do, and it just takes one step. And what is it about Taurus? One steady step a day is going to get you to where you want to go. All right. So just, don't have massive, outrageous plans. Now is the time for steady progress. And you deserve to be and feel the best that you can. So nothing nothing over the top, just a little bit of effort, and you will turn those hormones on. Venus and Taurus rules hormones, all right? The thyroid, we're looking after all of that type of health as well. So, as you can see, I'm elated today. I feel amazing, but I'm going to go and have breakfast because I've got like 4 meetings today. So I need to go get myself charged and ready to go. So I all hope you have a fabulous day, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Mwah.